Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking out the new episode of the Skyward cast. I'm Joey Craig, of course, and here with my co-host Delvin Cox.
Before I do what I usually do, I want to say that the last episode, Joey Craig told me, stop censoring rap verses and say whatever verse I want to say, no matter how explicit it is. So that's the disclaimer. With that being said, your cannabis brings the sickest drama, fierce enough to pierce the thickest armor. I smack bitches for trying to suck me through the condom. Playing with the mic is something I won't do. My only concern when I approach you is to roast you. See?
Something new.
Yeah, that's cannabis. You should hear that song, by the way. Any hip-hop fan should want to listen to that song. It's off the Lost Boys album. The song's called Beast from the East. It's with Cannabis, A+, the Lost Boys, of course, and Redman. It's a dope
I'm gonna have to
song.
check that out.
It's off the Love, Peace, and Nappiness album. So
Love, Peace, and Nappiness. That's classic right there.
yeah, so that song is so dope. Cannabis goes off for 2 minutes straight just rapping. It is so like hard. It's just unbelievable how lyrical he gets in this song. And the crazy thing about it is, when listening to that song, you would really think he was the next big thing. That unfortunately that wasn't what it became to be. But yeah.
So, he fell off.
Oh, he completely fell off after that LL Cool J battle. He completely fell off.
Did we talk about that? That sounds familiar.
A little bit. We talked about it a little bit. We didn't get too much into it, but this short synopsis is he got in a battle with LL Cool J, got famous off the battle with LL Cool J. Then his album came out. The album was whack. Then he fell out with Wyclef, who was producing him at the time. And then he got in a battle. Long story short, he got in another battle with Eminem. He got murdered in that battle.
Eminem.
So, yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
rough.
anybody who wants to listen to a cannabis song, listen to those Cannabis and Eminem diss songs, and you'll be like, all right, I see how he fell off the earth.
He has he had a new album out, I think, last year. I think he had like a new joint last year. Something like maybe a mixtape or something indie, but I remember he had something on iTunes like a couple of years ago. I think last year.
He consistently puts out music, and just nobody cares about it, which is sad because he was very talented. And
yes,
but then again, he was on one of those. I don't know. You guys can look up the video. I'm quite sure it's still on YouTube. He went on. I think he was one of those battle. You know how they have those little battle contests and stuff like that. I forgot what it's called. He was on one of those, and guy was freestyle battling against him. Cannabis was getting his ass kicked, and he pulls out some written lyrics. And got the crap booed out. You know that's like a flagrant, and he got the crap booed out of him for that. So you can look it up on YouTube. It's bad. It's really bad.
Definitely gonna have to do that. But I didn't even finish the intro. I didn't even introduce Eddie. He just kind of came out of nowhere. They're like, who's this guy?
Everybody knows who Eddie is.
My intro is lay it down, you host, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down,
All right.
lay it down. I love A-Boy MJG. Back in the 90s, my brother, he kind of got me introduced to like Swap House back in the day. And coming out hard, which I still think is one of their best albums. Lay It Down was like from On the Outside Looking In. I think that was their second album. That was kind of like the only banging song on their second album. But Coming Out Hard was just like, yes, this is the track right here. And I have been in love with A-Boy and JG ever since. But we used to say that in high school. And my music teacher, he was just like, lay it down, lay it down. You hold it down. And we would just laugh. Like, I don't know, something about that hook is iconic. even though the song is great because it got like 8,000 guests with 15 million verses, but it's just like this song is raw.
You know, 8 Ball MJG is like they're legends in Miami. Miami loves 8 Ball MJG, so it's goes without saying that.
They're one of the artists from the South, besides like 3 6 Mafia and stuff. They're like the artists from the South that anywhere you go and you hear their songs, you respect them. You'll bang it in the car or whatever. Because it's just like they they made pimp, gangster, whatever music you want to call when it came to rap. But they were just something that was just like their beats and just their flow and their delivery was just like, man, y'all sound good. And even though some of this is kind of misogynist and demeaning, it's tight though. You know how some songs you'd be like, oh, they shouldn't do that, but yet it's just like it's tight to listen to in the ear. So
I
yeah,
just
eight ball
find
and
it
JG.
interesting that it's like we say that now, like, oh, you should listen to this stuff, but when we was hearing these songs, we didn't give a shit about that whatsoever.
There was one time that it was some of my friends in high school was just like it's East Coast and Wu Tang versus Master P and No Limit Soldier, and I'm just like, well, they both make music that appeal to anybody compared to whatever you guys want to call music nowadays. I think back in the '90s when it comes to hip hop, it was so diverse, but yet there was only a few artists that could get respect anywhere you went to and hear it. Like Outkast. Anytime you hear a Southern Playlist to Cadillac, there's a lot of love and respect. Even LT Aliens, their second album, Outkast still get respect. You know, and you don't really can't say that nowadays when it comes to hip hop artists, but that's another discussion for another day.
Yeah, I think you said it well right there. Well, Joey, since you're not listening, we can get into 90s hip hop, which is not your forte. Let's get into the topic for the day.
Hey, I kind of was following what y'all were saying, but y'all always talking about a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of
Old stuff.
before my time, but
Well, that's that in music and hip hop during that time, it was just diverse,
Mhm.
and a lot of people, we still talk about today that the bars were important. The beats could be fine, and I think when it comes to, even with Cannabis, he has the bars, but his beats weren't there. And
Mhm.
I think now if you pair Cannabis like with Knife Wonder or with DJ Premier or someone who got a boom bap kind of style, uh that sounds like kind of East Coast, I think it would fit him nowadays. Like I think if people remix his old work with some better beats, Cannabis probably would have had the stardom that he would have, that in a way that he kind of deserves.
Y'all gonna have to give me a playlist one of these days.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, well, hey, before we get into the main topic, did you guys check out the announcements from San Diego Comic Con?
I didn't see all of them. I just saw the ones that I wanted to see.
I
Essentially,
know Clone Wars is coming back.
which I'm
I never
happy, which I saw.
I never watched Clone Wars, so um
I never checked it out either.
yeah.
It's
But I
good,
mean,
but at this point in the game, it's not worth you going back and watching it all. So I don't recommend that. I do recommend watching Rebels though, because Clone
Rebels.
Wars is long. Clone Wars is 7 seasons,
Oh,
and it's a lot of filler in it, but it's excellent. But
Right.
for you to go
Because
back and like try to catch up, nah, it's not worth it.
I think Rebels was what 2 or 3 seasons, I think.
Yeah, and it's very good.
Yeah. Um I know they showed DuckTales.
Which
Uh
was looked awesome.
DuckTales.
Yeah, the second
yeah.
season of DuckTales.
Seconds. Oh, it came out already?
Yeah, it's been out. It's excellent. It is so good.
I I didn't even know that it came out. Like I probably need to get like
You need to
a
watch that
collection.
first season because it is so great.
Well,
What I,
I think they was teasing it, and they was doing the like voice actors and stuff, but I didn't see nowhere where there was going to be a release date for it and what channel it was going to be on.
It's on
So that's
Disney
why I didn't
XD.
catch it.
It's on Disney XD, and what's great about the show, it kind of has a Gravity Falls feel to it.
Yeah.
And two, what I like about the show so much is that they reference the whole Disney afternoon. Like, for example, Gizmo Duck is in the first season. They just come out with it. Gizmo Duck's there. Darkwing Duck is a TV show in DuckTales.
Really?
And it looks awesome. Like, they should make that into a cartoon show.
I thought Darkwing Duck was going to come back in that same animated style, because I could see that happening.
Well, they show episode of it, like a smaller snippet of the episode of it in an episode of DuckTales. And it looks so awesome. And what else? They got a lot of like nods to all the Disney afternoon shows. Like one episode of DuckTales, they're looking for some type of potion and stuff like that. Then you find out in the episode the potion is the potion from the Gummy Bears. Was it Gummy Bears cartoon?
Yeah, it was Gummy Bears.
It
gummy
makes them
juice.
bounce around. Yeah,
gummy juice.
So they find the gummy juice, and apparently the Gummy Bears used to live in their world like centuries ago. And they have like these stone paintings of them and stuff like that. It's so cool. If you like the old DuckTales series, you will love this series. It's excellent.
Oh, I used to watch that all the time. I remember during like summer breaks as a kid, man, they would just be running. They would run them at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I used to just be staying up watching that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but they did. And I as a kid, I had terrible insomnia, so I'd just be up all night. So I'd be watching all the good stuff.
Oh, I didn't know they did show it like around 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember over here in Chicago or close to Chicago, it was like Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Like after school.
Yeah, I remember the Disney afternoon when I was growing up was it was 2 to 5.
Oh, see, ours was like only 4 shows because we had DuckTales, Tailspin. When they were switching some of them out, we had Gummy Bears and Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, we had all those shows in Darkwing Duck too.
Yeah, and we got Darkwing Duck once. I think Tailspin or Gummy Bear sat in there and they switched it with Darkwing Duck and Goof Troop.
Yeah, Goof Troop was part of it too. I'm trying to remember what was the original lineup. I think the original lineup was Gummy Bears, the DuckTales, the Darkwing Duck, the Tailspin, and then Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. But that was a staple in like my household when I was growing up. The Disney afternoon was awesome. And it is cool to see that my kids get to watch it now and enjoy it like I enjoyed it because they love DuckTales. They think it's awesome.
I mean, do you ever introduce them to like the older versions of these shows? I mean, most of this stuff is all available on like some type of demand service, you know, in some form. You know what I mean?
Oh, I had a funny story about that. So I had for those who saw my Twitter, I went to Florida SuperCon last week, right? Which was cool, which was awesome. I met up with D Life on Twitter. So if y'all know who he is, he's an awesome dude. But one of the things that I got there was, you know, like these comic book conventions usually sell bootleg DVDs. Like, you know, they'll sell like you can get like the original uncut version of Star Wars, like the original George Lucas cut, not the ones like the remastered and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one of the things I found there was, well, 2 things I got. I got the old Captain America cartoons from the 60s and the old Spider-Man cartoon show from the 60s.
60s.
So
are they the Hanna-Barbera ones, I think? Is it Hanna-Barbera?
I don't think it's Hanna-Barbera. I don't know what it is actually.
But it was something. It's something like, because I think Hanna-Barbera did the animation. It's some kind of animation that it has that He-Man kind of look almost, but I think little.
This is older than that. It looks like crap.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
But it's like, but the thing about the Spider-Man cartoon, why it's so iconic, is that the Spider-Man theme song comes from that cartoon show. You know,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, is from that show. So I told my son, come over here and let's watch it. And he was looking at it. We were dying laughing because how bad it is. In terms of like, for one, it's badly drawn. Like Spider-Man's suit, the webs don't even go down the whole suit. It just goes up to the. It's like they just was like, I'm not gonna draw all these webs. We're gonna draw half the webs on this suit. So like the top half has webs, and the bottom part is just like a red suit. My son's like, what is going on? He doesn't look like Spider-Man. And we're just dying laughing because it's just so crude. It's entertaining. I'm like, yeah, this is what people used to watch for cartoons.
Yeah.
That was the classic suit, though, right? Didn't the classic suit only have the webbing at the top?
I don't think did it.
Yeah,
I kind of remember that.
it did.
It looks like crap. Just at the top, but it looks like crap. I'm look it up right now. Boy,
Yeah.
when I say this cartoon looks bad, it looks rough. It's fun. He enjoyed watching it with me because it looks like an old It looks like an old comic book to his credit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of Space Ghost, that kind of animation back in the early 80s. Because I remember seeing that Spider-Man cartoon when I was 5. And I think that's when they stopped showing it, like the reruns and stuff. I remember seeing that kind of animation.
I honestly didn't even know that a Spider-Man cartoon was around back then. I mean, how would I know? But
I think it's 2 episodes per, or like 2 small episodes per episode per 30 minutes or 25 minutes.
Oh, it's one of those kind of shows. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's pretty cool.
I have a definitive answer for you guys. His original costume in the original Amazing Fantasy 15 was the first appearance of Spider-Man. His webbing does in fact go down to all around his suit.
Really?
Yeah. It's not just at the top like his mask and stuff. It's everywhere. I'm looking at the cover of the first issue of Spider-Man. Well, it's not Spider-Man. It's called Amazing Fantasy. That's where he debuted at. Now, I don't know if they changed it in like when they actually made the Spider-Man comic books, but his first appearance, he had basically the costume we know.
Hey, well, that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting tidbit about that. I actually had that Amazing Fantasy 15 when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
The original copy of it, and it burnt down in a fire.
Oh,
my company.
Dang.
Wow.
Because my granddad, on my dad's side, when he passed away, I didn't know he was a huge comic book collector. And it was like, oh, you can take all his comic books. And his comic book collection was awesome. It had like Amazing Fantasy 15. It had X-Men #1. It had a whole bunch of cool books. And as a kid, seeing this is cool. I didn't know what they were worth or anything like that. I just used to read them all day.
Mm-hmm.
And when the fire happened, like, yo, this sucks. I lost all my comic books. But then when I started seeing how much they were worth now, I'm like, Jesus. They were worth like a fortune.
That's crazy. So what did you guys think? Not to just like jump topics, but like what did you guys think of that Titans trailer? Did you guys check it out?
I liked it.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
I
recommend checking it out. It's interesting. It's a different take on it. A little bit of it, more darker.
Because this is the movie, right, of the Teen Titans.
No, it's a TV show. The movie is off Teen Titans Go.
Okay, because that was I was trying to figure out. I'm just like, because I thought they have like a season 3 of like Teen Titans, of the older ones. I thought they showed that at Comic-Con too.
No, they showed Young Justice.
Okay, but
Yeah,
Titans
is the live action TV show of Teen Titans, but it's if I remember correctly, it's Beast Boy, Robin, Starfire, Raven, Hawk, and Dove. It's like it's not Arrowverse, but it's kind of like in that Arrowverse type realm.
Okay.
But it looks darker.
It really does look like a CW show. Yeah. As soon as they started with that music and that dark tone, it was like, it kind of gave me like a originals Vampire Diary type of vibe. I was like,
I like the fact that what they're doing with Robin though. people are pissed off about it because Robin cursed.
Eh,
He said fuck Batman. But if you know the
eh,
history of
It
Robin,
seemed kind of lame, you know what I mean? Because it's like they're trying to be edgy. Like when they could have come up with a way better line there, to really send it home that he's supposed to be over Batman. But that was just like kind of cheesy. I don't know. I hate when people when anyway. But go ahead.
it kind of makes sense if you know the history of Robin and Batman. Batman has kind of been a dick to Robin. Like a good example of that is it was touched on in the Killing Joke cartoon, but it was also touched on in comics a little bit that Batman may or may not have been having an affair with Barbara Gordon at some point in time when he was Batman. And for those who know, Barbara Gordon was for a long time Robin's girlfriend.
Um,
Which one though?
Which one? What?
Which Robin?
right.
Dick Grayson.
Wait, well, which
But-
one is this one?
Bruce Wayne was dating Batgirl at one point, right after he broke up, right after Batgirl and Dick Grayson broke up, and sometimes when he was with her.
But
Oh, okay.
what timeline is this one? Because I thought that all of Barbara, Dick Grayson, and Batman, I thought they were all in different parts of the city fighting crime.
Well,
And that Barbara never dated Dick Grayson because is this when Dick Grayson left and became Nightwing?
yeah, but there's different versions of it, but some of the versions imply that Bruce was messing with Barbara. That's why Dick left. Some of the
Because-
versions imply it's different takes on it.
Right, because I know from Batman animated series, only ones that I know is that Batman got involved with Ra's al Ghul daughter, and
That
Um,
happens. That happens in the
yeah.
comics and the cartoon show.
and Selena, Catwoman. That
Okay.
Batman, like those are the only two females that he's actually been involved with.
Well, we can use the animated series for example. Nightwing left Batman on the animated series because Nightwing was dating Batgirl, and Bruce knew that Batgirl was Barbara Gordon, but Robin didn't know that Batgirl was Barbara Gordon. He never told Robin that. So then when I think she got hurt, and then Bruce told him like, "Oh, your girlfriend is Batgirl." He was pissed off that Bruce didn't bring this up to him, and he left.
But Nightwing wasn't in the animated series.
Yeah, he was. He was in the animated series.
And on Fox,
Yep. It was the third season. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was the third or fourth season. Because you remember when they changed the animation style of it?
right? Because when they changed the animation style, I think it became like the Adventures
Yeah.
of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, the Robin in that one was not Dick Grayson. It was a younger Robin. That was Tim Drake. And Dick Grayson became Nightwing.
I had to go back and watch it.
Rewatch it because those episodes are very good. And one of the best episodes of that cartoon series is in that season. It's called Over the Edge. And you have to watch this episode. It's so awesome. It's basically I'll give you the synopsis of what happens. Basically, I don't want to tell you what happens. You have to watch the episode. Because it's that good. It's known as one of the best episodes of Batman animated series because it's so dark and it gives you what happens if people find out who Batman is and Batman or somebody screws up to the point where it can't be fixed.
I know all of
basically what happens.
I know all of them are on DVD. They're not on Blu-ray though. I'm like, oh dang it.
Yeah,
So
I have
gotta
them
probably
on
go back
DVD,
and
and I have them
think
on
they're actually
PlayStation Network.
I think they're actually on Amazon. Like, I think
Yeah,
the
they are on
entire
Amazon.
series.
now I think
Yeah.
about it. But
But I
watch that episode. It's called Over the Edge. It is so good.
okay. Yeah, I'm at the watch it. Most of the Batman and Robin episodes I didn't see. I think when they switched to animation and they switched to that series, I think I stopped watching it because I was watching like I think Toonami around that time. Toonami
Yeah,
or
classic.
WB. Because they had the Superman cartoon on the WB.
Yeah, but when they switched the style, the episodes got a little bit darker in terms of like more dangerous things happening. Villains was dying and things like that. And It's really cool. You have to watch that season, but especially watch the episode I told you about.
Okay.
So, is any other main Comic Con things we want to talk about?
I mean, there was nothing really major for me other than I finally saw the what is it? I finally saw the season 9 for the Walking Dead trailer, which is more of
Oh,
the
I didn't even
same.
see that. I didn't
I
know that
think
was a thing.
I think that series going to end next season. I think the
Yeah, I
finale
think
is
that's
going to
it.
be next season.
I think they need to end it, but I don't think it's going to end.
No, I think it's because freaking what's his name? The dude who plays God,
Rick.
what's his name?
Rick.
Yeah, the dude who
Yeah.
plays Rick, he's leaving after next season.
Because the guy who does the Punisher, who was on the early when the season first started, he's coming back to the show.
How's he going? That can't. I mean, no
I don't know.
spoilers.
That,
But
that has to be for like for one episode, but
yeah,
that
it
has
has
to
to
be
be
for
like
one
a
episode. But
hallucination or dream type of flashback. I don't know.
Don't know, but
they're saying that they're going to continue the show without Rick, which is absurdly ridiculous. I don't know how they're going to even do that, but
If they
they
make
said, from what they said, they're going to make Daryl the main character.
if they do something big enough to completely like revamp the series, I might be interested. But right now, it's extremely stale, and I think it needs to come to an end.
I have an idea, but they would never do the idea I have.
What's that?
And people may not. This I'm going to say straight out what it is. Bring in Clementine and Lee Everett.
all the stuff from the Telltale series.
Yeah, just bring them in.
Mm,
Don't tell the same exact story.
I no, I wouldn't do that because that Telltale one's about the end too.
Well, it's about there. That's why I said it's the perfect time to bring them in. You can
Oh,
bring
you're
in
talking about so you're talking about at the end of the Telltale game, like this final one, then bring her into season 10 or season 9.
yeah, like you can bring like in either mid season of 9 or end of season 9. Bring in either probably an older Clementine. Have her just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for a place to stay."
I'm still kind of surprised they haven't found a solution to the problem. I yeah, that first season I was just like, no, I'm not into this because there was just stupid stuff happening, and I'm like, wait, this is how all of this began? That's impossible. But
you talking about the game or the TV series?
the TV series when Walking Dead, because I actually saw the Walking Dead on AMC, like all 6 episodes, and I didn't even know they was doing it as a TV series. I knew it was a comic book. It just showed up on AMC. I'm like, what's this? Wait, where did the Walking Dead become a TV series? And I ended up just watching it and I did not like it. I'm like, yikes.
I thought it
I
was
got some news for y'all from
amazing
Comic
in the
Con.
beginning.
I got some news for y'all from Comic Con that y'all didn't know about.
What's
Is it
this?
Resident Evil 2?
No, not that news.
Okay.
Off of IGN, backlash against Marvel's characters kept Marvel's character Faith kept Infinity's War directed off social media for Comic Con 2018. So basically, the Russo brothers was ran off of social media because people were pissed off that they killed off Loki.
Why would anybody be upset about a death when so much? It's spoilers. This just kind of like letting you know. Why would anybody be upset when there's so much time warping and all that stuff about to happen in the next one? So potentially everything can be rewritten.
Pretty much.
Like, why would anybody be upset at this point? Like, people will just, I don't
Because
know.
people are irrational babies.
What I don't understand is why is fictional stuff more important than the real life stuff when it comes to people being angry?
I mean, people
I
are
just
so
find-
lost in this fantasy because it's, you know, I don't want to say they don't know how to deal with real life, but a lot of people, they get deep into this stuff because it's like, I
think
was
it's-
going somewhere with that, but go
I
ahead.
feel like sometimes it's a mental thing because it's just like, okay, situations that might be going with the president and protesting, you have free time to go out there and protest and stuff, but you don't want to do it. But yet you want to draw up a petition online to change your color's hair on a certain character because you don't like it, and
Yes.
you will fight hard for that to happen. It's very weird. It's a weird mental thing that some people will fight more for fictional stuff than for real life stuff.
We have to change Goku's hair. This is absurd. People are
And
just.
people will make a petition for that. That's insane.
I think one of the stupidest things I've seen thus far this year, in terms of entertainment and people getting mad, is the fact that, and people probably will give me flack for this, but the fact that they literally ran off the girl from Star Wars: The Last Jedi off of Twitter because they're mad because they didn't like the way the movie came out and blamed the movie downfall on her, and they
The-
even have a stupid petition saying that they want can they remake The Last Jedi? Get the hell out of here with that shit.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was completely stupid. I mean, the movie was garbage, but it's. I mean, definitely don't go blaming an actress. That isn't. I mean, even regardless of how they feel about it, nobody deserves to be harassed. You know what I mean? So you can
Right.
voice your opinions and whatever, but of course these people will take it to the extreme. And like I was saying, I was kind of going there with that. I think it's just because these people, they use this as a way to escape reality so much.
Mhm.
It's like they have this deep internal connection to these characters in this universe. So when you mess with that, it's almost like, I don't know, it's I don't know if you're breaking their, I don't know, you're breaking their immersion into this distraction. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're messing with my fantasy. Like, so it almost feels
But
like you're hurting them on a deeper level to mess with the fantasy than you are with their actual reality because they're so lost
I
in.
I agree with you. It's like you're disturbing their expectations in a sense for
Somewhat.
some things.
Mhm.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you, Joey. I completely agree with you. I just think it's insane that it's come down to this when real life stuff that should actually matter that needs people to make stuff change, and people don't go out and really help that change compared to something that's fictional that you probably won't even remember, that's not going to approve your, or not approve, that's not going to better your livelihood or anything. It's just like you put more care into that stuff than it is to real life. And it might be the fandom. It's probably the fandom.
Well, it's because people don't want to face reality, and that's the problem with. It's almost like we live in the Matrix, because the things that people shouldn't be getting mad about, they don't get mad about, and the things that they shouldn't be getting mad about, they blow a gasket over. And people, we live in an outrage culture where everybody's
Exactly.
Yeah.
trying the littlest things to get mad about. But there's things that's going on in this country, in this world right now, that you should be very upset about. That's even, I would go as far as saying disturbing. The fact that every day, and this, I don't want to get political, but I'm going to get political for a second. Every day, we have a different story coming out about our president that is not always favorable. In my 38 years of life, I have never had a situation where I've seen a president talked about so much, where every day he is the headline top news story, and it's never nothing good. It's always whether something like he may be colluding with Russia, he may be doing this, he may be doing that, and it becomes to the point where people become numb to it, where they don't even talk about it no more. So they just start talking about silly nonsense,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to think that, but that's what's going on right now. Like,
Oh, shoot. Like me, I told my mom, I was just like, this is about to be a 3-part movie. This president, the books are going to sell. A 3-part documentary is going to happen to this man. This is going to make money because this is the most insane time that I have incurred in my adult livelihood.
I didn't even
it,
think about that. That is gonna be crazy. The movies,
yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
yeah, they're gonna be. I'm very interested to see how this all turns out. I would even go as far to say I wish that I could not stay in the future, but go 8 years in the future just to see the outcome. Like to see
Ooh.
who the next president is and see what comes of this, because it's gonna be fascinating to see one how people look back at this time. Oh, it almost, because people are so entrenched in their opinions, it almost makes you want to say, "Am I the one? Am I the one who's wrong here?" because they make it seem like if you say anything about this president in a negative form or fashion, you're un-American. And I don't
I
think
think
that's the case whatsoever.
I think a lot of people are losing that, like that whole what they call it, like a patriotism or whatever. Yeah, people
Mhm.
a lot of people dropped out of that. Even the hardcore supporters, like you see it every day. People are, I voted for you. I thought you were gonna make America great again, but you're just like the others. You know, they're
Uh,
falling out of that fantasy just like everybody else. I mean, they're
and a
starting
lot
to see him just like
of,
everyone else.
I think the sad thing with some people is that they still show their support, even though definitely what happened last week and him trying to reword stuff and change it. I'm just like, he just threw our whole country under the bus. He just admitted something. He had enough time, 28 hours to change one word. You didn't correct yourself. People who are coal
I just
miners and
think
stuff are like, oh, go ahead, Devin.
no, I was just gonna say I just think that he doesn't care. He straight up doesn't
Oh
care
no.
because he's been getting away with it so long at this point. It's been, let's say, it's almost 2 years now since he's been president, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for the most part, there has been no consequences for anything he's done. Yeah, they say, okay, yeah, we're doing an investigation. Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. But unless you have the smoking gun and you're ready to pull the trigger or do what you have to do, it's just talking to win. He's doing whatever he wants to do and just getting away with it.
A lot
So,
of people are waiting to turn 17.
yeah,
And reason why that is important is because once you're able to vote and stuff that has happened to you that people in your own city or that represents your state hasn't did nothing that should have been changed, they're now going to vote them out. Trust me, when there's more younger versus older, the younger are going to win. A lot of people feel like a lot of these old folks, old biddies, their time is up because they've been wanting to change for a lot of negative stuff that has happened, and it just seemed that nothing is going to get resolved. So they gonna feel like they need representatives that's gonna listen to them, that's gonna find what's better for the future, and they're gonna get those old folks out and get new folks in.
yeah,
So
very interesting.
Hopefully,
So, let's move on to something way more happier than this.
like
Do any
what?
of you guys, do any of you guys watch Voltron,
Oh, okay.
the new
I don't
cartoon
watch
Voltron
Voltron.
series? So it doesn't matter
um
to you.
I haven't watched it on Netflix yet. I heard a lot of people say it's really, really good.
Very,
Uh,
very good.
I think is it season 5 that just came out,
I think
or
it's gonna be
that was
season 7 or something like that.
season 7? Uh, I need to go. I need to actually sit down and watch it all. I heard it's just really, really good. I just haven't taken the time out my schedule to watch it. So
Well, I don't want to say the big surprise everybody's championing today about Voltron until both of you guys watch. But I think it's a very interesting thing, and I think it's pretty cool actually. But watch Voltron. That's all I gotta say. It's a great series either way. But the surprise they just throwing everybody. Everybody's literally just up and all about it. Mostly all positive. It's dope and it's cool.
oh
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right, well, I'll check that out one day. But
yeah,
that
I'll
was a
probably
quick
end up.
positive moment.
There's a lot
All
of
right.
positive things.
So we're gonna get ready to get depressed again.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that deep for me. I'm not about to get depressed. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, let's get to the main topic. I guess the main topic is what is it? James Gunn lost his
Oh,
position as director
no,
for
call it what it is. James Gunn got fired.
oh, hey, fired. He
He,
got
he,
fired
didn't, he
from his
didn't lose his
position as
position.
director.
You lose your position when somebody cut in front of you in line. That dude got fired immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. So basically, yeah, he lost his he got fired he got fired from his position of director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So why did he
What do
get
you guys
fired?
think about that?
No, we got to get to why he got fired before we
He
say what
got
we think about it.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna go into that. Okay, yeah,
No, but I'm telling you because we can't just say, "What do you think?" And we haven't told the audience why he got fired.
I'm
Which
sure
is very
90% of
interesting.
the people know. No, but yeah, he got fired because of some crazy tweets. They were what was it rape tweets and
No, not
freaking
rape tweets.
No.
Not rape
pedophilia,
tweets.
no.
uh,
There were rape. No, there were rape jokes and there were
pedophilia.
yeah,
I think
pedophile jokes. It was a whole bunch of different jokes. So
this
People
it
were
was
was
stuff in
saying
his. This
they
was
people
were
were
stuff in
off.
his
saying
past.
They were
people were
off the
saying
freaking
like
chain.
10,000. That's what they were saying it is.
I don't
But
know.
when was these jokes made though?
They were made a
I
while
know
ago.
they were just like his old. They were like old tweets.
Yeah, they were really old. I think
2000.
they were like
But
10 years old. Somebody said.
They were like when he was broke. Let's call it what it is. This is
And
like
I don't-
before he blew up.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
the crazy thing is
Well, there's
he
several crazy things
apologized,
about this.
huh?
There's several crazy and interesting things about this that I find very fascinating. One, let me be clear. What he did was wrong. Nothing's funny about rape and pedophilia whatsoever, especially with the jokes he told. Those jokes were terrible. Nothing was funny about them. But let's get to I'll give you my take on it in a minute. I want to see what you're going to say, Joey.
What was that?
I'll give you my take in a minute. But go ahead and say what you're going to say because it's very interesting when this stuff comes out.
No, go ahead.
Don't you think it's very interesting that all this stuff just comes out the day of San Diego Comic Con?
No,
No,
I think it was planned by the dude that wanted to, the dude that exposed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I think he was waiting to make it a big deal because it was during Comic Con. So I mean I can understand where you're coming from, Delvin, with this. I think with him, with whoever released this news or released this, try to make it a big impact. And I guess feel better about himself that he did it. Because I don't think this person did it for any kind of justice or anything. I think this person probably had a vendetta against James Gunn, and really probably found a way to actually get him not to make the third movie. I think somebody, maybe a fan, who knows, or who wanted some kind of press, 15 minutes of frame, probably use this time because it might be a coincidence. Probably use this time just to ruin him, so they can make themselves look
I
good.
just found something interesting.
Because go ahead.
The guy apparently who started this tweet campaign against James Gunn, because that's what it is. It's literally a smear job to get him out of there, which worked. But the guy who did it apparently has a whole bunch of dirt on him himself of his crazy tweets he's said in the past.
Yeah, I saw some of them. They were the same types of rape jokes. So it was like, it was pot calling the kettle black. Like how could he? Why wouldn't he try to go up and clean up his past before he even came out with all that? Like,
Because that person is not a small fry, and James Gunn is.
But still, he should have known that.
you
Okay, if you're gonna
said
come
wrong.
out and call
You
someone
said
out,
James Gunn
someone
is
is
small
gonna do
fry.
it.
Doesn't matter if your status is well known. Somebody will do their best to bring your status down. You could, if you're unknown, and you want someone else become unknown and become ruined, they would do everything in their power to make that happen, to bring that person down. He can make all the rape jokes and pedophilia jokes and nasty racist jokes all he wants to. No, what is that going to do? The most that's going to do for the person who is unknown is he'll lose his job. Uh, he probably won't. He'll probably have a hard time getting hired, and there might be people might distance themselves away from like family and friends. That's the only thing that's gonna hurt him. James Gunn, who has made and I would say two great movies, who has made Disney a whole bunch of money. they, to bring someone down like that, now they think that, I brought this person down, and so now he's gonna feel how I feel. He's gonna feel like he's gonna be unknown. I'm just like, regardless of James Gunn got fired or not, he's still gonna get them royalty checks. He's still gonna get that money. And just because he's not making Guardians 3, don't think he's not going to be able to find another project that's going to make another company money. They'll be like,
Maybe.
oh,
I
trust me. He might be down. People might be like, well, because he make these, I'm not going to see his movie. He's going to still be making some movies because everybody knows that you made Guardians of the Galaxy close to $1 billion. So we need your direction, and we need your professional ways. Can you say it? For us to get that, for us to make that much money.
If it was like a behind
Get
all I
the
gotta say
scenes
about that
role,
is
maybe. If it was like a behind the scenes role, maybe he could get it. But to actually have his name on something after this, look, in the world we live in right now, nah. If someone were to actually, a big corporation or just a big production company were to have their name or have his name on their movie, people would call them out, and they don't want that. They don't want
But
that
guess what?
negative.
James Gunn could do the same thing, and won't even need a big budget a big budget uh company to make that movie. Because what's going to happen is now they're going to have to find a director who's going to imitate James Gunn's style and still make a good Marvel movie for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Because if if they do get another profile director and it doesn't live up, because it's a comic movie, of course they'll make money. But everybody's gonna feel like this doesn't feel like a Guardians movie.
well, they have somebody on the payroll who could take his place, which is interesting. But
True.
what I was gonna say about James Gunn is that this can go two ways. This can either go away fast and people forget about it. If it goes away fast, people forget about it. I
Oh,
guarantee
this
if that
this
happens,
will go. This
DC's
be
gonna pick it up.
this dude. This story will be over by next weekend.
Yeah,
I
people
don't know
seem to
about
have.
that.
You'll be surprised how people forget about things. People forget about
Everybody's interested in the Trump's investigation and the leak and stuff. They won't care anything about what James Gunn has done in the past. This
right.
story will be over with by next week. Once all the podcasts and stuff that talk about this be done with, it will be a done deal and over with. And James Gunn will be hired to make another movie, and it's going to be something that people are still going to go and see. Just because you don't like nobody or because of something doesn't mean that you're not going to be intrigued to see. I want to see how this person. You might not feel like not supporting them, but you didn't buy a ticket to go see a movie to support one person. That money goes to a whole bunch of people. So you're going to go see it for various other reasons. You don't have to like that actor. You don't even have to like that director. If James Gunn has made a great movie and the story was written, shots were doing good, it made me laugh, or it really touched a topic and was done very well, then uh, all of that stuff that happened in the past won't even matter because James Gunn came in and did his job as a director. That's the stuff that's going to matter, not his past.
I can easily see it going either they completely ostracize him. I can see that happening, or I can see them waiting a couple of years. Then next thing you know, DC picks up James Gunn and he's directing Batgirl or something like that.
Oh shoot, DC probably would pick James Gunn up by August.
I can possibly see
August
that
or
happening.
September.
Oh, I don't know if they want to do that.
Oh,
They don't
DC.
want that. DC
If
does not need any more negative attention to that brand. I don't think they want to be the ones
DC
to
doesn't care
pick up
about
the
that,
trash
trust
from
me.
Marvel.
Trust me,
Yeah.
DC doesn't care about anything that's negative because they're still gonna get that money. If you don't, if you
Mm,
have been disappointed by DC movies and stuff, why in the heck are you still going to see that movie? If DC has disappointed you so much, why are you still paying your $12 plus ticket or $5 Tuesdays? Why are you still buying a ticket for their products? You,
Well, see, the reason why I say they probably would pick up James Gunn is because they did pick up Josh Whedon. And Josh, when they picked up Josh Wheaton, he was getting flack for a whole bunch of stuff. Like his I think he was getting flack, if I remember correctly, they were talking about his original. He had wrote the script for Wonder Woman, and it was very misogynist, and people was giving him flack for that. Right around the time they picked him up.
That was real small scale controversy though. This isn't. It wasn't rape. You know what I mean? Now, if it was that, nobody wants that stamped on their name.
But that's the thing. James Gunn didn't rape anybody. He made he made callous jokes, which were very bad. Very, very bad. Don't be clear about that. But there's a difference between making a bad joke and actually committing the act. So I don't know. Like I said,
but not to the irrational people now. They don't care if it's a joke. They don't matter. It's just the fact that someone that's associated with that.
But the thing about it is, if James Gunn does another comic book movie, it's going to make money because people are still going to see it. We talked the way that we talked about fandom versus reality. People are still going to see it. Just because he got Disney, this guy got James Gunn to not do a Disney movie, he would be better for him to make a DC movie because now that's a big turnaround, not only for DC but for James Gunn himself. 2 wins in 1. Come on now. You don't think DC and James Gunn would pass up that opportunity to make another Suicide Squad that's better than the first one and it's good in script and in presentation?
I think it could happen. But like I said earlier, I think it could go 2 ways. Either they can let this die down and somebody picks him up and makes another movie and if that movie succeeds, goes back in everybody's good graces again, or they could just completely forget about him and ostracize him, and you'll never hear from James Gunn again. And that's kind of how this goes.
And James Gunn James Gunn could always make his own production company and make his own movie and put it on video on demand. There's ways that you could James Gunn could.
This is how I look at it. You have to look at how people, when I say people, I mean celebrities. If you see celebrities talking crap about James Gunn and throwing him under the bus, he's going down. But if you see them out there defending him and stuff like that, they're going to give him a second chance. Because that's how it usually goes. When Roseanne pulled the bullshit she pulled, everybody, Republicans, Democrats, everybody threw her under the bus. She had no chance in the world of coming back from that. But there's other people who get the second chances, and people will stand up for him and be like, nah, he's not that bad. This is not him. Such and such. They will cape for him. And you've seen it all the time where people like something happens and then all of a sudden celebrities will get behind that person specifically like, oh, nah, this is not that person's character. It was a mistake. Let it go. And there are certain people that they will just completely throw in the bus. Fuck him. He doesn't need to be around here. Then they'll start telling all the horrible things he did, whether it's relevant or not. And James Gunn comes off as the type of person that they will kind of like, I don't want to say protect, but they'll kind of not really necessarily throw in the bus. They'll kind of either stay quiet about it or say something kind of defending him.
I want to see the work. That's what I came to see. I came to see what the script writers wrote, what dialogue is in, and the way that it was delivered from these actors, and how the director and their whole production team, what they created to make this movie. That's what I came to see. Everything else that's connected to you doesn't matter to me because it's not going to make an impact on my viewing. Your work is different than what you do in your personal life and your personal belief.
I can't. Go ahead.
The Roseanne thing, because I think she had a mental breakdown. They were showing it today, like on The View. She was hollering and screaming during an interview and stuff. And it was just like, well, first of all, people knew all of this stuff about Roseanne. Definitely when you put on a Nazi outfit and you do cookies and stuff like that, and you just do all this other racist stuff that's inoffensive. Like you can't do that stuff as a joke because you're messing with history. When you could do a parody or sarcastic take on history that would make people laugh, then yeah, it's able to be done. But when you do it in a way that it's not funny and it's more racist and stuff, people you'll gain a new audience from that. You just won't gain the audience that you expect to gain. People who love your work, they see this and offended, you would lose that as a fan. But people who are really deep into that kind of racism or whatever, they will now support you because now they see you as part of them. Look at the Papa John thing. When that NFL controversy happened, uh, Papa John lost his sponsorship with the NFL, and the and these racists was just like, now Papa John represents us, and we're gonna make Papa John's our national piece for
Yeah,
racists.
nobody wants that type of attention. Nobody wants
Exactly. And so and 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 so and that's how I'm speaking about Roseanne and stuff. So when I look at James Gunn, I don't see that same thing because I feel like you as a director did great work. And if as long as you continue to do great work, what you did in the past, as offensive as it was and stuff, if eh, if you apologize, if you're trying to become a better person, and the work that you put out is really meaningful and really good, still makes me laugh. It feels like a James Gunn movie. It's still fun to write. I I I could forgive you. I might not forget what you did in the past, but I could forgive you and now continue to enjoy your work because now you became a better person and you're bringing out better work.
Oh,
And
I
I think
forgot to mention an interesting fact about this whole thing that
Mhm.
nobody's even
go ahead.
thought of. Guardians of the Galaxy's 3 script is finished. He already wrote the script to that. So that
So
leads to the question of, if he already wrote the script, are they going to use that script? Or are they going to start back from scratch? Because it's made. All they have to really do is just film it.
It depends. I think it depends on the contract, but I think right now they probably won't go with it. They'll probably rewrite it. I think
nah,
they'll
I
probably
think
But
hire somebody to rewrite it.
I
they
think
might
they
have to
start.
go with it because they're on a table.
Thing
And
about it is that's why I said it depends on the contract. It
I think
literally
they'll just
depends on
go
the
with it.
contract.
I think they'll go with it and just have somebody else actually bring the vision to the screen. You know what I mean? Actually film it, but
Mhm.
they're gonna keep it. I don't think they're gonna throw all that away, especially if they can actually toss him away and keep his work. You know what I mean? So they have a better chance of actually still bringing that quality that the fans are looking forward to the movie without him. So they can ditch the controversy of his name but still keep his work. That's like a win-win. So I don't think they're gonna
And
toss him out.
and
yeah,
this
like
would
I
be
said,
I think this is the final movie for Guardians.
Yeah.
maybe not. They might do more. But
No, they said this was the last one in this series. I don't know if they're gonna reboot it. I mean, that might be a thing, but they were saying this was the last one.
see, the thing about it, one thing about it is that Guardians make so much money, so they can probably go on forever. Like the next Avengers movie is not the last Avengers movie. They're gonna keep doing Avengers movies as long as people keep
Well,
chopping up $1 billion for them.
they got
Yeah,
to
but
do
the
part two.
Avengers is different. You know what I mean? And the
Right.
Avengers, they change as the main cast of the mainline heroes in the MCU changes. So
Guardians do
it's
too.
never yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They were
So,
talking about weren't they talking about potentially having like a new set of Guardians?
yeah, the
So if
Guardians of the
they
Galaxy changed plenty of times. At one point, Tony Stark was a Guardian of the Galaxy. Tony
so
Stark,
that's
Venom, they change.
So that's what I'm saying. They would if they reboot the series, fine. But they were saying this group, the way it is right now, this is the final one.
It's possible, but I can see that. But even so, even if it is the final one, I don't think they're going to be fit because Chris Pratt is still kind of young. Those characters still young, so I can still see them probably being like, we're not going to do no more Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but we'll do a Drax movie. We'll do a Rocket Raccoon movie. We'll do a Star Lord movie by himself. We'll do a Gamora movie.
Oh no. I mean, I hear you on that. I don't think they're just going to completely throw out a whole bunch of good characters, but I think the way it is right now, I think it's finished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
how
the
many
director I
times
was
can you
talking
go
about,
on
I
the
keep
same
saying,
adventure?
the director I was talking about that I keep saying that they can easily kind of replace James Gunn with is Taika Waititi, who did
Someone said that on you
Ragnarok.
Twitter.
They have a very similar style, and they both know funny. So I can easily see them being like, all right, we don't have James Gunn. You come take this over. And yeah, to kind of change the feel of Guardian a little bit, but it might be for the better. Because
I don't
Thor
know.
Ragnarok is excellent.
Ragnarok
Thor
was
Ragnarok
good, but it actually, I feel like if they would actually take that same formula they had on Ragnarok, take that to Guardians, I think it might actually lose the depth that Volume 2 had. I thought Volume 1 was garbage, but I don't know, there was so much up like in the story. You know what I mean? There's so many different elements to Volume 1. I just enjoyed it. You know, it feels like they really went in depth. So I
Volume
enjoyed
2.
that one a lot more. But Ragnarok, it felt like they glossed over so many things just to keep everything lighthearted and funny. You know what I mean? Like the whole Hella story. And I felt like they didn't really go deep enough into her thing, and how they glossed over deaths, just just different things. I don't want to go into the spoilers, but there was so many things in that movie that would have made it really more emotional.
Yeah, but
That
Mhm.
and that
if we're
I feel
going
like it
with,
deserved.
but just think about it like this. We're not talking about him writing the movie. He's using James Gunn's script. So that depth and stuff probably would still be there. It just be more in his style. So
I
That's
thought
why
you were talking about like in future versions, like fully writing his own Guardians movie after the
now,
third.
now I don't think that'll be it because, like you said, this might be the last Guardians movie. So if anything,
right.
he'll probably write a Star Lord movie or something like that. But
And that's why I said it depends on the contract with Disney. Because Disney owns that script, Disney can go along with it. But if Disney doesn't want to do anything with them, like not give them credit or anything, they're going to have to hire someone else to rewrite the Guardians 3 script. That's why I said, to me it depends on the contract.
I'm sure Disney set themselves up so that, like, in the event that something like this would happen, that they're still good. So I'm sure
Yeah.
that not the contract, but with the script, all that stuff, I'm sure that all that belongs to them.
yeah, it's
Well,
gonna be real
we
interesting
shall
to see what
see.
happens.
What were you
Any
saying, Doug?
final thoughts? I said it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens. Any final thoughts on everything?
Oh, I agree with you, Devin. I'm like, we shall see. This is gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
really interested in what happens.
yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes. Um,
Because does
I
it?
mean,
One last thing. Does this affect Infinity War 2?
Not at all. Not what none whatsoever because Infinity War's already done. Infinity
But
War's
part
already
two.
filmed and it's in the can.
Oh, okay, so if they do write a new script, uh, that's what I wonder if that would affect if they wrote a new script. Because if they do go with James Gunn's script, I'm assuming that it's because of Infinity War 2 being done also.
Yeah, Infinity War's already done. So Infinity War's already done, and Captain Marvel just got finished being done.
Okay.
So those movies are in the can. You can't change nothing about those movies right now, unless they're gonna do some like I think they did everything for Infinity War. Infinity War is finished. It's ready to go basically. You have to literally just wait for it to come out. I think they're gonna touch up some things, but
Mhm.
Infinity War is done and Captain Marvel is done. I think unless they call for reshoots, without doubt they're gonna do
Right. Infinity War 2 is what, next year or later this year?
next year. If
Or next year.
I wish it was this year. I hate
I
the
wish it
fact that I
was
gotta
too.
wait
I wish it was too.
with that
Captain
ending.
Marvel
Ugh.
is. I find it weird that I don't know how to say this. Like we're not gonna have a December Marvel movie, like a end of the year Marvel movie. All the
That's
Marvel
fine.
movies been close together. Black Panther
Mhm.
was February. Infinity War was what, April?
Yeah.
Infinity War was April. And Ant-Man was June.
Deadpool
Oh yeah,
2
it was
was
April.
It was
Good.
July. July. Huh? Yeah, because Infinity War was supposed to come out in May, but they pushed it forward 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 2 was what? In March
May.
again? May. So
So
Yeah.
there's no more Marvel movies this year.
I mean that opens it up good for Aquaman in December.
Yeah, Aquaman is. I think Aquaman is by itself. Now that I think about it,
Uh,
I don't think there's any big movies come out in the year because the Star Wars movie, which usually comes out in the year, came out in May. So Aquaman just has December by itself, I think.
I think there's some off-brand kind of comic, young adult novel style books. Because there's one of them with that. I don't know if you guys seen that trailer. It was like that black girl. And I guess she's trying to hide her power. It feels like a teen kind of comic book movie, young adult novel. Can't think of the name of it, but they've been showing it in a lot of movie trailers.
is it like a real low budget type of deal? Because if that's the case, it's not gonna really be competition.
It's I mean it's not low budget, but it's like a teen kind of comic book. It's nothing like Marvel based or DC based.
Mhm.
So I mean it could be like a comic book, but I think because it's like a young adult novel, it has no kind of connection to it. Kind of like the Maze Runner, those that kind of style of stuff, where it feels like a young adult novel, like a teen kind of thing. But it's like these kids that got superpowers.
Okay,
Wish I
I'm
kind of
trying to
knew
figure
what
out
you were
something
talking about.
because I don't think Aquaman comes out in December.
I kind of. Oh, I think it's December.
Let me see, because I don't see it. I was trying to see what came out in December. I see Bumblebee comes out in December. Bumblebee and the Spider-Man movie comes out in December.
Spider Man.
Yeah, the animated one.
Yeah,
Oh
December
yeah,
21st.
yeah, December 21st, Aquaman. So the competition for Aquaman is the Spider-Man movie and Bumblebee.
I mean, those Transformers movies are really big. I don't know if this one's gonna pull the same numbers because there's no Optimus, and then the Spider-Man movie is animated and it's not Peter Parker, so I don't know if it's gonna have the same appeal. We'll see.
Well,
I
Peter
mean,
Parker's in the movie.
oh yeah, that is true, but he's not the main. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's gonna.
Well, he's kind of the main.
He's a supporting character.
Yeah, no. Have you ever heard the story of the Spider Verse?
Have you seen the trailers?
Yeah, but the Spider Verse is not just about Miles. It's about Peter and Miles essentially.
I know it's not about. It might not be that way in the comic, but if you going based off of the trailers, Peter Parker
Yeah, the
is playing
trailer
a
makes
supporting
it.
role.
He's playing his, I guess it's not his apprentice. His, I don't know how you
Mentor.
would say that. His mentor, yeah. So I don't know how. I guess you can say he's a supporting role. But either way, he still Aquaman still has to deal with Bumblebee, which is a pretty big movie.
Have
Especially
you heard
since
that much hype about that Bumblebee movie? I haven't really heard too much.
more than
Yeah,
usual
a lot of
because it's
people.
going back to the 80s.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see it.
Because it's an
We'll
80s
see.
Transformers movie, so it's going to be the ones you hate.
That garbage. No.
I
It's-
almost cursed on this podcast just now.
hey,
It
you
wasn't gonna
you
be-
already done it about 3-4 times. I've been counting, man.
Oh, and Mary Poppins comes out in December.
Mary Poppins. Geez. I
That's
don't know.
still
If
not a
that's,
lot of competition for Aquaman. Aquaman
that's
should do
solid.
good.
That's a solid. That's solid competition. Mary Poppins. It might appeal. I don't know. You think that's gonna be more of a movie for a female audience and more of like nostalgic for like older audiences and maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I don't think it's going to do Aquaman numbers. Aquaman is probably going, like I said, the thing on here I see that could probably give Aquaman some kind of competition is Bumblebee. Because Transformers movies are usually big and dumb, and this one is kind of trying to lean into, hey, we're going to go Days of Future Past and go say it's the 80s Transformers. We can do what you wanted us to do with Transformers movies.
Yeah, I think missing Optimus is gonna be that's gonna be kind of a killer to this movie. I know people love Bumblebee, but not in this current form. Like people love modern Camaro Bumblebee. You know, I don't know if that old version is gonna appeal to the younger audience like they think it might, just because it's Bumblebee. And then there's yeah, you don't have the whole crew there. It's just not gonna be the same. But it might. Who knows?
You know, people, us old people like me, like the old school Bumblebee, and like the old school feel of Transformers. You know, people wanted that Optimus Prime, old school Optimus Prime, who's kind of like John Wayne coming in and kicking ass and taking names. So the fact that they're going in this direction is positive for Transformers fans who like the old stuff. So maybe, like I said, this has the most potential out of all the old Transformers movies.
It doesn't matter to me. I want to see some thrillers. I want to see some crazy psycho movies. That's what I come for. It's suspense.
Well, isn't it chapter 2 coming out
for
this year
you in
too?
December. Oh, it?
Yeah, chapter 2 comes out this year too, I think.
Yeah,
Does
I think so.
Yeah, I think it does. They already said the cast and everything. Look like they already.
Shoot, there's one with Anna Kendrick that's coming out with some, you know, and I'm like, ooh, this looks insane, and I want to watch it. I still
What's the
need
name of it?
think I gotta look up the trailer. I'll let you know in the chat later on. I'm sorry, everybody. They showed the trailer, and I didn't get the name. I didn't write the name down, but I seen it, and I'm just like, this looks cuckoo crazy, and I want to see it. And
It
then
chapter 2 comes out next year, 2019, September.
Dang, that far?
Yeah.
Jeez. I guess. All right.
Way farther than I thought it was gonna be.
I mean, I figured it. I didn't think it was gonna come out this year, but I didn't know it was gonna be end of next year. Well, like third quarter. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. That's, jeez. Anyway,
is the Halloween movie coming out this year? Because that's what I want to see.
Now I've just become movie phone. I'm just gonna answer all of your movie date questions.
hey, so wait. Were we gonna finish this? We gonna go on to the next part of this topic, or are we gonna cut it off? Because
We should cut it off. We've been going for
We
quite a
cut it
while.
off. Yeah.
y'all, like, yeah, I'm good.
October
That was a great
19th,
discussion.
2018. Halloween, which I'm very
Okay.
interested in too.
It looks good. I'm so much for this. I'm just like, yes.
Now that
I
we're all
never
happy,
actually
I don't
saw
think we
any of
should.
the Halloween movies.
I recommend seeing the first one and throwing the rest of the damn trash.
No,
Yeah,
some
like
of them
that,
were good. The Busta Rhymes one was kind of funny. The game
H2O?
show one.
Oh, or was that LL Cool J? Or
He
it
was
both?
in one too. Both of them was in one. Both of them was
Busta
in
Rhymes,
separate Halloween movies.
yeah, Busta Rhymes was in the game show one. LL Cool J one. I think they were like in a mental hospital or something.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the last one that had came out before they did like the reboot of it. I believe.
Just
What was
watch
that
the
one in
first Halloween
space?
movie.
It was like Jason X, and they came out with Freddy versus
Yeah.
Jason, and they
J-
went all out.
Just
Yeah.
watch the first Halloween movie. Skip all the other ones. That's not what it matters now anyway, because this movie, the sequel, what Halloween, the one that's coming out now is a sequel to the original Halloween movie.
Yeah. Which
I'll
is
check it out.
weird.
No, it makes sense. They know that the rest of them sucked, so they're like, nah, we're
Well,
gonna erase all those other ones. Just worry about the first one.
Well, it's weird because then the guy who made the second one made the first one, the first Halloween,
I don't
and
think
then
so.
the only reason why he made Halloween 3 was because Halloween 3 was supposed to be a new storyline in the Halloween universe franchise, and because Halloween 2 that was supposed to be the end of Michael Myers.
I'm trying to
It's-
think. I think is
The
that
Halloween, yeah, the Halloween
Halloween's weird. I think Halloween 2
Yeah.
was
Halloween 2 was supposed to be the last one of the Michael Myers story. And then Halloween 3 was supposed to the person who made Halloween came back to do the third one. But the only reason why he was going to do the third one is because he wanted to tell a new story. So when Halloween 3 happened, that's why that mask stuff happens and Michael Myers is not in it. It's
Okay,
a
I'm trying to-
it's a interesting history about that.
Yeah, 'cause
series.
it's I don't think Halloween 2 is Halloween 2. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, Halloween 2 was supposed to be the end of the Michael Myers series. Because
Yeah, but is that the last one? Because didn't they come out with
they came out they came out with more, but the person who originally made the first Halloween, I think the person who made it or who wrote it, he came back to do Halloween 3, and the reason why he did it was because he wanted to tell a whole new story. So Halloween 2 was supposed to be the end of Michael Myers, and
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
and Halloween 3, the season of the witch, was supposed to be the new story for Halloween. And then
Which was
every time,
awful.
right, and every time that he came back to do a new Halloween, it was going to be a different story. But they went back to Michael Myers when Halloween 4 was made.
Because Season of the Witch was awful.
Yes, very awful.
All right, any more things you got to say, Joey? We're just rambling about Halloween now.
No, I have nothing to add, man. I was just
No.
listening to y'all. I'm
It's
got
movie.
me
You know,
interested in wanting to go back.
movie.
To watch all these.
I think when you recognize like movie histories, when they get different directors and writers, you kind of get fascinated and just like, I did not know that. Like, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's a whole other podcast within itself.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that another time, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're gonna sign off, right?
Yep. Do the sign off,
Alright.
Joey. Do your magic.
All right. Hey, thank you everybody for listening. Hope you all enjoyed. And hey, we'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.